And welcome to episode 10 of Campaigns of the Claim.
We're in double digits, y'all.
Oh. Goes by so quick when we're having fun. Hopefully you're having fun. We're having fun.
You're having fun. Angry.
Have fun.
Fucking enjoy yourself.
Anyway, I'd like to go over what happened in episode 9.
I got really angry.
You did?
I like the smell of leather.
All right. That was a thing.
I can actually read all of this. This is amazing.
Oh, boy.
The mist happened. I got snatched.
Yeah.
And then, I was told I was being kept safe from the mist, but I was hung upside down. So that was fun. But I decided to read Marquies' original. I got to page 20. Fast reader. Oh, Poppy could talk for a while. And so could Marquies' hip as well. What's Matt's character's name?
Milos?
Milos pulled a horse of a different color.
It did. That's gone, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And then they kept traveling through the mist to find me. And then I made pixie friends who ended up not being my friends at all. They were very mean. And my real friends got to me, though. And the pixies were trying to break the dome, and the mist got in. And, I had a real bad day. It was just Elspeth's no good, very bad day. In which she wanted to wear someone's entrails. Direct quote. She said a lot of really dirty things that she might have learned from Din. I swear it was me. The person that helped us, his name was Tanis. Them. Named Tanis.
Him?
But I don't know that because I'm unconscious because
fair.
I needed to be put to sleep for a little while for my own safety and everyone else's. He told them that I might have murdered them if I got out of my safety dome. And then we were on the way to Mother Matoya's house, who lives in a really large rundown manor. But again, I don't know this because I'm having a nap. I'm being carried by a 4-foot tall person in my 6'7" frame. I'm double your size.
Yeah, your ears and feet are dragging on the ground.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I wrote down. I had some pretty cohesive notes, guys.
Those are cohesive.
Good notes. Besides, me liking the smell of leather, they were all pretty important.
That's fair. Anybody want to add anything to that?
I was a lizard.
You were a lizard.
Lizard.
That is correct.
It's not really important, but I bit a pixie to death.
Yeah, and you ate it.
Yep.
Gobbled it up.
Milos dug a tunnel.
Milos did dig a tunnel. Dug a hole.
Dug a hole. Asher sliced a pixie in two.
Two of them
in two. He turned them into slices. Is it enough slices? Who knows?
I mean, Becky didn't even need them in slices to eat them.
Becky went a little feral there at the end.
As a lizard.
Yes. I guess the only thing I have to add was that as we were running to find Ellie, we encountered a bunch of glyphs that did various things. We tried to set them off from distance. Sometimes they still affected us. But that was a journey of just crazy mishmash of sometimes you take damage, sometimes you get some slow friends.
Oh, and did we
Forgot about the squirrels.
another mysterious benefactor, the satyr camp?
Yeah, we talked about it.
The squirrels gave their life for Marquies.
They did.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, one took a moonbeam to the face, and the other two were compelled to duel each other.
Nobody knows what happened to them.
Nobody does. Nope.
Some say they're still fighting.
Maybe.
To this very day.
They might have fought to death.
It's only a day later, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the same day.
I don't know. Time is weird. Time is a
Yeah,
soup.
time is pretty jacked.
I like to imagine they're just like when one squirrel will chase another around a tree in just these weird and separate patterns.
That's perfect. Yeah, and Poppy tried to make his way to the group and accidentally hit a sigil that allowed him to talk. And he ended up talking with Asher and riding with Asher around. Din hopped the dome and kicked a pixie in the face. It was lots of crazy things that went down in this last episode. Din got smoked by a dummy. What's that? Yep, got put on fire.
Some say you're still on fire.
No. And then Marquies got a gibbering mouth put on his hip. That would just copied him in dumb tongue.
It was a day.
It was a day. But then it seemed like despite him having a good laugh, what was happening to you guys in the mist, Tanis seemed to actually be trying to save you from one of your party members that may or may not have gone on a rampage. And then decided to, since it was evening, again, when the mist parted, decided to take you to what he thought was the nearest place for you guys to sleep, and that was Mother Matoya's. So you guys came upon the mansion, looked like a rundown, what can only be described as a rundown southern mansion. And she met you guys out on the porch and said, what do you bring me this time, Tanis? So, that is where we will pick up. And Tanis looks at Mother Matoya and says, got you a couple of ones that were wandering the mist. This one here is he points to the unconscious body of Elspeth, draped over Din's shoulder, as said, it's one of the bunny folks. Almost lost her to the mist. She's having a snap right now. Well, come in. Don't waste any more time.
Okay.
I guess we will follow Tanis in as.
Oh no, Tanis is not going in. He's like, it was good meeting y'all. I do hope you don't run into any more mist storms. But if you're in this part of the area, I'll make sure to save you again.
Well,
Thanks.
and I'll put on my paw to shake his hand. I don't know if I've seen his hand, if it's like furry or also claw-like. I just.
Yeah, I mean, he reaches out and grabs your hand. You've seen his hand. He uncloaked after this, so.
Oh, right.
But yeah, he reaches out and like shakes your hand and is like, "Alrighty then, I'll be off." And with a hop and a skip and playing his panpipe, he leaves off into the distance.
I'm sure Ellie would have enjoyed talking to him more, but and I'll look up at Matoya. Do you mind if we come in?
No, I told you to come in.
Are you sure? We're complete strangers. I don't want to impose.
Wouldn't be the first strangers I've had.
I don't know what you're concerned with, as I'm just like, she invited us in, whatever.
Is there like a desk nearby or anything?
What's that?
Is there like a desk nearby I can like drop this body up?
There's the couch in the Davenport you can drop her on.
Okay. I'll toss
Throw me on a chase. Break my arm.
Paint me like we were French girls. Yeah, you just kind of dump her onto a Davenport and the first couple of you in, make me a perception check real quick. This place is lit by magical light, magical blue light, so it's not completely like lit up in areas. It's just lit up where it needs to be.
21.
21, did?
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one?
Perception check.
13.
13. Anybody else want to roll perception as you're walking in?
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
For 1.
I would have been very last. So
I passed a perception 16, but I'm asleep.
You are asleep. You're good. Asher?
Good.
Good. Just walking on in. So the rest of you, as Din is depositing the unconscious body of Elspeth on this Davenport in this living area, everything looks old, very old in here. Things are being taken care of, but it's old. So nothing's getting replaced, but there's still somebody doing the dusting, sort of. You see movement out of the corner of your eye through one of the hallways, and those with above a 1 see as maybe that movement was a broom that was just moving past the hallway by itself.
Huh.
This is fine.
So, not like it was like sweeping, not just like I'm flying.
Yeah. No, just like I'm a moving, I'm a sweeping.
Okay. That's convenient, actually.
Are you saying that to Mother Matoya?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, there's a few of them around. Don't let them bother you.
Are they going to try?
No, but if you do get in their way, they'll probably sweep your feet.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first time. Death by broom.
that's a real callback.
Yeah. But she says, also, don't mind my familiars. They are busy with their tasks.
They're doing tasks?
Yes.
That seems kind of sus.
Among Us confirmed.
You have a rabbit familiar to do these tasks for?
She says, rabbits? No, they don't make for good familiars. And she, taps her staff on the ground, and you see, from around the corner, this frog on 2 legs comes, waddling into the room, and kind of croaks out, Asher, you speak Sylvan, so you would understand. And it says, yeah, how can I help you?
From Asher's shoulder, Poppy starts going,
The frog himself is actually dressed in actual clothes, robes, and has a little cap on his head, like a wizard cap that points up to an actual point.
Interesting.
This place is
Huh.
curious.
There are curiosities here, yeah.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
We haven't. But soon. I mean,
I'm confused.
but what?
Okay, so we're lost in the forest in a mist, and lady over here turns into a bloodthirsty rabbit, and then a goat person like saves us kinda after we save ourselves, and now we're in an old mansion with a witch. What is today? Hi, Becky, Blaize. Haven't been properly introduced. So what's your deal? Was it Mother Matoya?
Hi, it's Mother Matoya. My deal is I'm a witch. What else do you want to know?
I don't know. You just seem very trusting for like someone in the middle of the woods and just take in like 6 strangers.
Oh, trust me, my dear, you're not much of a threat to me. You've lived as long as I have and learned all the magics that I have.
Learned a lot of magic, huh?
Magic, alchemy, of course.
What do you dabble in?
The black arts.
You don't say.
Okay, well, I'm glad you found a new best friend, Becky.
No, we should stay a couple days.
No, we have to go to the table.
Maybe you should
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gather as much
Rude over there.
as you can tonight.
Whatever. Anyway, you don't take students, do you?
Haven't in a very long time.
Hmm. I mean, I'm always looking to learn a trick or two, so, you know.
Tricks are for
I'm a
bit- Christian's gone.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I've been trying to learn the dark arts too, and like, I don't know. I always get to this one point in my book where like, I don't know, it all looks like jumbles. Would you be willing to sit with me and help me out?
Important note.
I could give you some pointers, but any amount of teaching I could give you isn't going to be enough. You have to learn through experience.
Experience. Okay.
And she says, well, let's wake this one up and have us some dinner. And she goes over to Elspeth, deposited on the couch, and touches her forehead with her staff, and you wake up, Elspeth. And there's a old woman in black robes and a black witch's hat standing over you. Welcome back to the land of the conscious. You're at Mother Matoya's, dear.
Is that you?
That is me, hi.
Do you have children?
No.
Then how are you a mother?
Because I take care of wandering, lost children.
We're lost.
I know.
Well, you know my friends here?
She, steps aside.
grab both of my ears and I pull them next to my face and I'm like, I think I said some rude things.
What are you doing? Oh, that was pretty awesome.
Because I was so angry.
Wait. Hold on. You feel sad because you are angry?
I like to be angry. And I said very rude things. I don't even know where I learned those words. I didn't hurt anyone, though. Right?
Oh, no. You definitely might have.
Oh no. You wanted to wear entrails.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
No, that's very, very rude.
Usually it is, yes.
Oh, go tear. I don't like the mist. I try to avoid it.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us are big fans of it either.
Usually I can control that very well. I don't like to use that part of me, but the mist is hard to control. I'm sorry.
And Mother Matoya speaks up and said, well, it's just a good thing that Tanis was there to save.
Who's Tanis?
The satyr you met.
The one who put me in the bubble and tied me upside down?
Correct.
What? I was a little concerned when he left me there.
Actually, that is... Becky, maybe you could learn to do that in case we need it in the future.
We're not going anywhere near the mist, are we?
Well, we didn't exactly intend to go near the mist this time.
Well, if we're not in the mist, then it's okay. I don't have to use that ability.
Well, in case we ever end up in the mist...
No, we can't.
In case it ever happens...
We can't, though. I don't want to hurt you. Or rip your
Again,
faces off.
That's...
I've heard...
And wear them.
You've got 2 layers to go through. It's fine. But, Becky, do you believe that is some sort of spell you might be able to learn?
I don't know, maybe. Like,
Perhaps Mother Matoya could teach you?
do you have some sort of, like, dome or sphere spell that I could potentially look over?
It's not in my repertoire. That's more of fey magic kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what we come across. If I come across some place that's, peddling spell scrolls or books, maybe I can look something up. But right now, it's kind of casting what I feel.
How does your magic work?
Well, remember those pixies? I imagined them burning to death, and then they did. So...
That's so violent. And dangerous.
Yeah. Well,
What if you just imagined that any of us were on fire?
well, I try not to, except for one. But I don't know, it's hard to explain. I guess the best analogy would be when you're born of fire, you're consumed.
I'm not making that connection, but okay.
I
So,
was born in a tree, but I am not a tree. Should I be a tree?
She has a tense as a tree.
Oh, honey, definitely be a tree.
I have a tattoo of a
Especially
tree.
next time.
like Asher said, I could. That's kind of like being a tree. Maybe it's time for me to leave.
Oh, man.
Joke. It's left.
Great.
You see as the, now, first time you're seeing it, Elspeth, the two-legged frog, rolls his eyes and croaks and, like, does his little web-footed walk back into the room that he came from.
Are we supposed to follow the frog?
I think so.
Asher, how did you get Poppy?
She found us in the mist. I assume you summoned her and...
I didn't.
Mother Matoya looks at you and says, "Oh, you're a summoner, huh?"
Is my horn still there? Yeah.
You had taken it off to leave the city, remember?
I threw my bag and then I'm like, put it back on.
All right. And she says, "Well, maybe as a defense mechanism, you subconsciously summoned him."
Glad that it worked because last time I tried to summon Titan, something else showed.
What something else?
Oh, she was beautiful. She was wearing a white dress and it had pink ribbons, and she healed all of us and then caused violence.
You summoned a person?
Yeah. And then I thought maybe that means that I did something wrong.
Mother Matoya, like, takes her hand and starts, like, thinking. She says, "You may be something special, dear."
Oh, thank you. My dad always said that too.
Huh.
Although I don't think that he summoned people. I don't think that that's something that normally summoners can do. And I thought maybe it's because I didn't really earn my horn the right way.
Oh, no, I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Is it because I got angry?
No.
Oh, that's good. I'm not broken?
What? You're right when you say that other summoners can't do that.
Oh, I am broken. Oh. Okay. Well, how do I get fixed? How do I not summon people?
I don't know if that's something that you're not going to be able to not do.
Inconvenience them.
You are summoning people. Not living people, but
Oh no, they are dead, aren't they?
memories of people.
Oh no, I could summon you.
I'm not dead.
He's dead.
If you die again,
He's dead.
I'll summon. If you die again, I'll summon you back. Okay?
Mother Matoya comes over and starts poking you with her staff.
What are you doing? I am standing right here in front of all of you in a physical form.
We're not supposed to talk about it in front of people, guys. Remember?
I mean, he's not right.
He's just a little broken like I am.
He's definitely undead.
He definitely was dead once.
And he's back, so he's undead.
No, he's real life.
Oh. You're alive. Because you're more alive than dead, I think. But you're still...
He smells very nice.
Yeah.
And not like what dead animals smell like.
You hear Mother Matoya chanting something under her breath, and she lifts up her cap, and you see that there's now a purple glowing sigil in her eye, and she's like looking you over and says,
What is that?
an actual physical body, and she like pinches you in places.
What are you...
He doesn't like physical touch.
That's too bad. She like pokes you in a few places with her little bony fingers.
Ma'am, please, this is, why are you doing this?
You say he's dead?
Well, not exactly. He was dead once, and now he's not.
Why are you have no idea who this person is, and you're going and
This is his original
details
form.
that nobody knows about.
He said that it wasn't.
Told you.
He said that it was. I'm not supposed to talk about this. This gets in me in trouble a lot, talking about things I'm not supposed to. So, just not going to tell you now.
That's fine. I can see all I need to. And then she turns her attention now, with the spell still going, to Becky and this arcane ring.
Becky's, so far as I know, still the Becky she was before.
Ah, but she's not all she was before.
But she got a pet cat recently. He's got a crown on his tail.
Yes, and you see her, like, eyeball one of the corners of the room as this pet cat is brought up and says, yes, quite.
He's not like Poppy.
Well, that and more.
She goes over to you, Fena'Din, and like starts poking you in different places and looking at your totems, and like grabs your wrist and like looks at them and says, foreigner from the north. Interesting.
Sure.
Not many beast tamers in this area.
Do you know where we can find a bear?
In the woods.
Yes, but do you know where?
I'm sure if you lather yourself up with honey and go running through the forest, you'll find plenty of other animals.
Get me honey at your home.
What
Well, they
is
kept beehives.
this fascination with you wanting to fight a bear?
I want to wrestle a bear so bad.
Do you have to wrestle the animal in order to, like, tame it?
You know?
Is that how that
Yes
works?
and no.
I'm really glad I don't have to wrestle summons to tame them, because they're probably stronger than me.
You know, in all of the experience I've had so far, it seems as though you have to fight them. So, in a way, you
Well-
do.
Now, that wasn't really how I understood obtaining summons to go. That was a different circumstance, as you are well aware.
So far, it seems like the only person who has a reasonable, well, path to learning or developing new skills is Asher. If he wants a new sword, he can make one.
That's true. Asher's very talented. He also has a beautiful soul like you.
That is...
And a very nice face, because I can see his face. I can't see your face, so I can't compliment that.
I bet he's green.
What?
I bet he's green.
You bet he's...
Ooh.
You.
Is this the soul thing? Are you on about some, like, I can see your aura? I've spoken to people that think that kind of stuff.
No, I just think your skin's green.
Long lost in the head.
Mm.
I can't see your aura. I've read
You
at
can see
least...
my soul.
Well, no. I'm just judging by the 20 pages of your first autobiography that I've read.
Just a biography. No, an auto.
Biography. Written by Otto. Otto's biography.
Too many fucking puns tonight. Yeah,
You
sure.
help people.
You all of a sudden feel something tugging at the sword on your back, and you see the Matoya's like inspecting the materia on the back of it as her magical enchantment seems to still be going. And she looks over the blade, and you feel one of the Materias, the green one, project the image of your mother again. And then she, Matoya puts her hand back and is like, it disappears. And she goes back up to the front of you and lifts you in the eye and says, have you heard the green word yet, son?
I have not.
What's that?
Soon.
The what?
It comes from a line of materia makers.
Well, that's very special.
It is. There's not that many in the world.
That's extra special. I knew you had a beautiful son.
Okay, well, maybe he's not quite as
Maybe you're? Nope. Milos is normal. He's just Prince.
I don't know if princes are considered normal.
Not a
Maybe
prince,
for
it's
men.
just
And also a magnificent person who can do earthy magics. No. What did you do? Windy magic? No. You did something.
It's called
And
geomancy.
you give very nice warm hugs.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Matoya now shuffles her way over to Milos and goes, normal. And she kind of giggles. And she looks up at you because you're much taller than she is. And she just kind of, does come closer.
And I'll bend down to her and just, look her straight in the eye.
As soon as you get to her level, she pulls your horns and says, you ever seen this on a Hrothgar? I don't think so.
I've never met a Hrothgar until I met Milos.
Let's just say it's not normal.
A horn?
Mm-hmm. And she finally lets go of your head.
That looks a little aggressive.
How come you have a horn? If you're not supposed to. But if he was born with them, then it's normal.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Who's Maybelline? Is that your daughter?
She doesn't have kids. She's already handsome. Okay.
She is right, though. I mean, Hrothgar, as far as I know, do not usually have horns.
Well, that just makes you extra special and beautiful.
Thank you.
Handsome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a bit of an oddity, though, because of it.
Great.
That's okay. I hear that's fun.
Well, it's settled. Din is the most.
She's grumpy.
She has beautiful creatures.
We're going to have a zoo someday.
I hope so. I hope I wrestle
That
every
is the-
single one of them.
I don't think you're supposed to do.
No, you're right. You're not supposed to.
And why do you wrestle them?
Because they don't listen to me if I'm nice.
Poppy listens to me when I'm nice. She also likes to cause violence.
Right. Well, anyway,
I do when I'm angry too, so
suppose,
maybe Poppy's just angry.
do you have anywhere quiet I can perform some work?
And she says, of course, but let's feed you some food.
Do you have vegetables?
Yes.
Perfect. I like vegetables. Carrots are good.
And she looks at you and she's like, right.
And cabbage. I like cabbage too.
Well, let's go see what they whipped up. And she starts wandering into one of the adjacent rooms.
Who's they? Maybe more people live here.
I think she means the frog serpents.
There's more than one?
I'm guessing. She probably has an army of them.
You'd get a frog.
Magic frogs are real?
You could wrestle the frog.
Yeah, wrestling a frog would be very easy.
You had squirrels earlier.
You had squirrels?
Well, 2 of them exploded.
What?
He had squirrels. He had more creatures than I did at one point.
Where did the other 2 go?
They got tired of each other's presence.
They went nuts.
Is that a joke?
I'll start ushering people towards.
Yeah, let's go eat.
So as you enter this room, you see a number of brooms have actually been given arms and are now walking plates onto the table. And you see the 2-legged frog, he has a tiny, tiny little staff in his hand, and he's kind of directing traffic magically.
Did I hit my head when I went to sleep? Because they're brooms. And they're walking. And that doesn't seem normal to me.
I think you were crawling on a wall at some point.
Oh.
Backwards.
Yeah.
That would have been very terrifying to witness.
Fucking off.
It's okay, I can control it when the mist isn't around.
You can turn it into that when it...
I don't like to.
Oh,
But I can, if I need to.
that's cool.
But I don't like to because it makes me cause violence. That's the fun part. I don't like to cause violence.
How did you get arms on those?
And Mother Matoya is just like, I grew them
Yourself?
magically.
We can grow things magically. That's cool. What's for dinner?
Let's find out. And she invites you all to sit at this long supper table with her. There are candles that are, again, lit with magical blue fire. And the room itself is, again, taken care of, but old. Everything in here is old and hasn't really been repaired, especially the rug on the floor. You see it's been walked over multiple times, but I mean, obviously it's been swept because there are brooms that magically walk around. But it doesn't seem like the brooms can reach higher up because there's a number of cobwebs in the corners of the house, and the fireplace has been lit, but it's only giving off a little bit of heat. And she says, dig in.
I give scraps to all Din's pets under the table, just
You feed him vegetables, put something to that.
No, I give them meat.
Okay, good.
So yeah, you see as the broom servants now uncloister the dishes, and you see a number of decently well-cooked things for brooms. Having cooked this meal, you see a few soups, some roasted meats, number of salads, some fresh bread, that kind of thing. As well as a number of drinks if you prefer to partake. So
I'm staring at it.
Marquies, do you want to go eat your food in private?
I'll worry about it later.
He doesn't have to eat, he's dead.
We can prepare you a to-go.
I'm not dead.
I think that he's got a living body, so that means that he needs sustenance. I can make you a to-go plate. Do you like meat?
Yes, I do. It's fine.
Do you like
Don't
bread?
worry.
I'm piling things on a plate.
What are you? That's a lot of food.
Do you enjoy egg salad?
there's no egg salad on the table.
You need vegetables. I put a bunch of vegetables on top of the meat. And then I cover it with another plate and slide it over to him. That's for you.
Oh.
If you need help heating it back up, let me know.
This is like 3 days worth of food.
No, you have to eat all of it. It's good for you. We're traveling a lot. You need more calories.
I know how to sustain myself. It's quite fine.
You do since you died once.
It's not.
I'm not sure how you died, but it could have been from malnutrition.
Certainly was not. Any.
Wait, do you know how you died?
Yes, I do.
How?
I'm not. Let's not talk about this kind of stuff at the dinner table.
The brooms only have arms, not ears.
I'm not concerned about broom.
At this point, Milos would have eaten like 4 plates full of food and have his mouth full, have like a chicken leg sticking out of his mouth. But the second row, a good guy. Just for good.
And Becky is likewise also loading up her plate. She's really packing away for as petite as frame that she has. Almost like she hasn't eaten in a long time. Even, we've had rations on the road, but like it's
Not a good cooked meal.
Yeah. And she holds up a piece of meat and waves it at Ellie and says, "Sure you don't want any meat there, Killer Cottontail?"
No, that's okay. I haven't eaten meat in a very long time.
Oh, suit yourself. Just don't go munching on any of our legs tonight, okay?
Oh, I can't promise anything. And then I wink at you.
And Becky's at a loss for words.
I just sit and contemplate the group I've cast my lot with.
It's fair.
Mother Matoya, do you have a separate room that Marquies could go eat in? He's shy.
And she points to one of the brooms and says, "You show him where the lab is."
Don't forget the dessert plate I made you. And it is a plate. It has 5 different dessert options on it.
The broom grabs both of the plates that you've made for him and starts carrying for him.
And this ale.
And you place it on top of the plate covering the plates.
It's a stack.
Yep.
Like a Big Mac.
Yep. And it perfectly balanced carries them over to one of the corners of the rooms and leads you down a spiral staircase.
I follow.
All right. As you descend the staircase into the basement, you see that Mother Matoya has set up quite a lab down here. There's a number of reagents, alchemical items, books on alchemy, that kind of thing.
Seems quite the accomplished alchemist.
And the broom walks over and clears one of the desks by putting the plates on there, but then taking its hand and shoving the alembics and everything off onto the floor, and then puts the plates on the table.
Huh.
It'll clean it up later.
Right. Thank you, I guess?
It just starts kicking at the broken glass with its little haystack feet.
Yeah, that's your okay. Well, I'll let you to it.
I send Poppy down with Marquies to keep him company. Nobody likes to eat alone.
Why are you here?
Does that cat thing. Rubs up against you.
Back upstairs.
Wow.
Please?
Cat noises. Fun.
I am going to... Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll just start firing some shit up here. I want to also put or add some of these from that package into my book.
Absolutely. Between eating and the time that you're left, yeah, you probably get quite a few from the book in. Let you choose.
Okay. Well, there are 6 here.
I'd say you probably have time for about 3.
Okay.
So, let you decide those.
Yeah.
Back up at the dinner table, the rest of you are presented with dessert. Number of sweet cakes and cream with fruits, that kind of thing.
This is my meal.
That's your meal. Dessert.
She ate a big salad with lots of vegetables, and then like every dessert that is optioned.
Sure.
She's also not that big. She's big, tall. She's small, but she
Packs away the dessert.
She packs away the desserts. In the same manner, Becky packed away the regular meal.
Fair enough. All right, so end of the meal, you're all feeling awfully full. Mother Matoya says there's rooms upstairs. Just pick your own.
Lazarus.
We can have our own room.
There's plenty of rooms upstairs. This house is big.
Yeah, Becky, don't take Mother Matoya's food up.
Fine. I'm going to excuse myself and just wander up the stairs, feeling a little bloated, probably. So
Fair enough. Yeah, so you guys can pick out your own rooms. And like I said, the rooms here are everything is run down, but upkept. At least the floors and the dusting where the brooms can reach are. There's a number of cobwebs, obviously, in the corners, and some of the walls probably have gone unwashed up to a certain height in quite some time. So each room has its own fireplace, and it's lit for you guys as you guys go up there. And what's that? It's lit, fam. But then, yeah, you guys can pick your own rooms. Once you get kind of settled into your rooms, Matoya will kind of wander the hallway, and she'll say, just never mind any noise you hear tonight.
I'm scared.
And don't disturb the other guests.
the other, yes.
Like each other, or are there other guests?
The other guests.
I'm extra scared.
Don't even know.
Do you want to stay with me? Can we bunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are going
I'm less scared.
We're bumping.
bunking on one room?
The shit of whatever comes in here next. You guys better not come not.
Well, when Poppy comes back, he can help you. They?
Sure.
It's a
Whatever you want it
summon.
to be.
It's
It is a summon. So, everybody else is taking their own room?
Yep.
All right.
We could invite Becky if we wanted a girls' night. Oh, you guys don't like each other. Do you want to say bad things about while I agree by nodding?
It's a good girls' night. Dates night, yeah.
All right.
We can play that game where you roll a coin or something to see which man we like the best.
We did not. We didn't do that where I was from.
Oh, I've never had a sleepover
Oh.
with well, that's not entirely true because Reese has stayed over before, but we didn't play games. Well, we didn't play games. Not those kind of games. But I read about them in books.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll have to teach me the games.
Okay, I think it's called Smash. Mash.
Oh boy. No.
I'm going to do D&D Smash.
Maybe as an extra, we'll post that on our social media. So the rest of you do anything before bed?
I look at the sheets and I say to myself, I should have taken precipitation.
They're clean, just ratty.
But I once again roll my bedroll over top of the sheets and
Fair enough.
crawl in.
All right.
There's not one of those swings from the ceiling that hold all the clothes in this one.
Yeah, that would be useful. Carry armor.
And the bed doesn't spin.
It's the best part.
Are the rest of you doing anything else? Milos?
Do I? So I will try and do geomancy to see if I can get a different element for tomorrow. Do I? What elements do I sense nearby?
So nearby, you definitely sense earth and fire and darkness.
Okay. I'll think about which element we might encounter tomorrow, and I'll stew over that for a bit. As I'm thinking about it.
Right. Asher, are you doing anything special?
He'd probably just go to bed and let it enjoy some alone time.
All right. Becky, were you doing anything else?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I haven't had a good chance to dive into my Dragonomicon that I bought, so I think I'm gonna pop that open, flip to the Onyx page and read that over thoroughly, and then maybe start over from the beginning and just try and figure out everything there is to know about these types of dragons.
Okay. Not a problem. So you've got...
Definitely gonna read more of my Marquies book.
Are you going to read it out loud to Din?
Do you want to learn about Marquies?
Yeah, go for it.
I can read quietly to myself if you
You should go ahead and read it out loud.
Well, I'm already on page 20. Do you want me to catch you up on what I've learned?
No, you could just keep going.
Okay, perfect.
Barely listening.
There's we'll say there's a story about a murder where he was able to solve the case by using an unconventional means to lift the prints from a murder weapon that had been dropped in a gelatinous ooze.
Wow, he's so talented. It is impressive. I should have him autograph this.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Oh, but then Mother will be upset that she didn't get autographed copies. I'll have her ask herself.
Do we know if these stories were before or after he died?
I'll ask him in the morning. We can't leave to go ask him now because we can't disturb the other guests. And he is one of those other guests.
Oh.
I could put a note on Poppy's collar and have Poppy go find him.
Okay, I'm just asking you, Mom.
Okay.
All right. So you all settled in for the night and eventually make it to sleep. You hear, for those of you that maybe sleep later, the toll of a grandfather clock that had been downstairs that you saw in the distance. And it rings 3 times. And then things get a little weird. Din and Elspeth, your bed lifts up off of the ground and starts to slowly spin.
Din, wake up. Din,
Yeah.
the bed spins now.
Hell yeah.
Excuse me, bed. Excuse me, can you go faster?
It starts to spin, and then it starts to spin faster,
Okay. Well,
Weird.
and then faster.
Okay,
oh,
but not continuously faster, though. You can slow down now, because this is...
Immediately comes to abrupt halt.
slides off the bed.
Yep.
Okay, you have to come back down so we can get back on top of you now.
It starts to float up towards the ceiling.
Bed! You get down here right now, bed.
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation.
12.
12? So the bed comes down a little bit, but this figure walks through the door that leads out into the hallway, like walks through the door.
I said I was going to beat up whatever came through the door.
Wait, but it could be a friend.
It doesn't matter. I said I was going to beat it all.
So, like, immediately Din, like, lunges towards this figure and goes right through it with a punch.
Din! It's a ghost! It's a ghost! Bed, you need to come back down!
The ghost wanders over to the bed and, like, reaches up and pulls the main blanket, the comforter off of the bed, and, like, drops it on the floor and then just, like, starts tearing off all of the sheets and clothes.
Excuse me, ghost, that's my sheet and blanket.
It just, like,
Yeah.
looks over at you. You see now that this figure, white and transparent, looks to maybe at one point in their life, maybe one point, been a Makote, and she is dressed in a maid outfit, and she just, like, gives you, like, a death stare, and then, like, continues, like, ripping off, like, pillowcases and, like, the fitted sheets, whatever that would be at this time.
I think I've only stayed at an inn a couple of times, but I'm pretty sure that you take the bedding off in the morning to change it. But it's very late.
She bundles up the entire, like, ball of fabrics, and she, like, goes over to the corner, over to the fireplace, and she, like, just tosses them in.
Well, that's wasteful.
And then she goes over to one of the wardrobes and pulls out another spare and, like, starts dressing the bed.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you.
Takes her a few minutes. And then eventually the bed comes back down and settles.
Not spinning.
Not spinning.
Well, okay. That was interesting.
Thank you, ghost.
And she just like walks through both of you and out the door.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
Should we go back to bed?
I guess. Freshly made.
Was it not freshly made when we went to bed the first time?
The blankets that's been putting on, they're actually a lot fresher, not as moth and worm eaten as the ones that have been on the bed. So yeah, sure, fresh sheets at 3 a.m.
Link pearl back.
Huh? Yeah, you did.
Wake up! Hey! Wake up! A ghost came in our room and threw our blankets in the fire. And then it remade our bed. So, it was a nice ghost, but you might have a ghost in your room later that does... Is anybody awake?
So Milos, as you're hearing this voice in the dead of your sleep, you like wake up and you eyeball around the corners of the room, and you see this figure sitting in one of the chairs near the fireplace.
Do I recognize the figure?
No, but it is dressed. You can kind of see like a side profile of it. It's in one of those tall chairs with the, almost covering the face. But you see this figure in it. They seem to be dressed in like really old style clothes for the area. And looks like they have a cup of tea sitting on the table next to them.
I'll sit up in bed and rub my eyes and kind of drowsily look over and kind of tilt my head. What? Why are you in here? I was sleeping.
And you hear a voice say, "Just stopped off for a spot of tea."
Why did you come in here for tea?
That's where they served it.
Okay. Do you need anything from me?
Not unless you can fix. And he turns around in the chair and you see rather princely elven man dressed with top hats and like I said, real old-fashioned suit clothes. And he takes his hat like he's going to tip it off to you, but instead his whole head kind of comes off with it, and he puts it back on his shoulders.
Oh. No, I can't fix that. You might want to see a cleric for that. That's a neat trick. Does your head normally come off?
Oh, it always has since the revolution.
Revolution?
Yeah, about and he names off a date, and you think for a second, and it's like 200 years ago.
Huh. Okay. Well, that was a long time ago. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm too tired. Maybe I'll take some tea. And I'll get up and I'll wander over to see if there's actually a tea kettle and stuff.
There's a whole platter of tea and sugar cubes and cream sit out, and he asks you if you take 1 lump or 2.
2, of course.
And he spoons 2 and pours the milk cream.
Of course.
And he pours that as well and hands you a cup.
I'll take a cup and sit across from him. I'll ask him his life story. Sit and chat, and I'll have some tea with it with a dead person.
So as he tries to drink the tea, obviously it dribbles out of his neck and onto his suit. But you're like, oh, that's interesting, as you're like talking to this dead person.
Yeah, I'll humor him and talk to him for a couple. Depends how long he stays.
He just stays until the tea is gone.
Oh, so I'll continue to drink the tea, and once the tea is gone, I'll empty the cup and say, well, it looks like the tea's all gone. Do you need help with your self?
Oh, no, it's fine. It's, like I said, just stopped off for a spot of tea, and I'll be on my way. And he thanks you for your hospitality by leaving a pocket watch with you.
I will bow to him as he leaves. Does he disappear, or does he or?
Yeah, he just goes through the door.
Okay.
So not through the door, but yeah, he opens the door and sees himself out.
I know he's going out.
Oh, sure.
And I will curtsy and bow to him. Say, thank you. This was a great night. I don't know what time it is.
Yeah, and he doffs his hat and head at you one more time. A little more tea leaks out onto the floor as he bows at you as well. And anybody else who might be out in the hallway will see this as well.
Huh. I'll watch him go, and I'll slowly close the door and think to myself, and I'll look to see if the tea kettle is still on.
Yep.
Huh. That was fascinating. I will just fall back into bed and just zonk out like that was a dream or something.
All right. So in another room at the same time, Becky, you're hearing Elspeth start to say, "Hey, there was a ghost in our room," and you start to come to consciousness, and you see as this figure is in the corner of your room and scratching at the wallpaper. Looks to be long-haired, at least from what you can see from this side, humanoid girl. Looks like she's in a long white dress, not wedding, but spring dress, but it's old. And she has very long black hair, and it's just kind of covering her entire face, and it looks like she is scratching at the corner of the wall.
I think to myself that my nightmares are getting way more vivid. And she's just scratching at the corner.
Yep.
She doing anything else?
She's kind of mumbling under her breath.
Okay. Can I hear what she's saying?
Not from your bed. Oof.
Oh my god. I just kind of looked at her incredulously, and I think I just say, "Hey, shut up."
She starts to scratch harder and faster on the wall and mumble a little bit louder, and you can hear in common as she says, "He gave it to me and then he took it away. He gave it to me, then he took it away. Why would he take it away?"
Oh, bitch, do I know about getting shit taken away. Oh my god. Hey, do you need to talk or something? What time is it? My
You
God.
heard the 3 bells from the grandfather clock as you were awoken.
Hey, sweetheart. What's going on over here?
And she continuously like scratches at the wallpaper. She's like getting down to like the boards underneath almost now, and you hear her just saying over and over again, gave it to me. Oh, it was good. I did what he asked, and then he took it away. Why would he take it away? I did what he asked.
Okay, I'll bite. What did he take away?
She suddenly like backwards crawls up to you, like she does a crab walk.
Becky got scared, Joe.
Shoot it.
And she grabs your wrist, and you now see into her eyes as she like kind of contorts back up again. Her eyes are completely blackened over, and she says, "He gave it, and he took it away." And you suddenly get this vision of this girl in a maybe different life, better time. You get this vision that she was visited by someone. Someone very familiar. A cat-like entity. And you see that she has a number of what looks to be like old burns in her flesh that may have at one time been markings similar to those on your body. And you see as she is speaking into this black shadowy void, and she says, "No, not gonna do it." And then suddenly those tattoos are burned off her skin, and her figure just becomes this contorted and thin, lithe figure that you see before you.
Oh. Becky?
You wake up from this vision, and she's gone.
Okay.
But you look down at your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that your hand, like your fingernails, are a little bit bloody.
Oh. Oh, shit. I think, obviously hyperventilating a little bit. Becky kind of stacks her hands and then like lies back down, and like she's like just wide-eyed and kind of doesn't know how to process what just happened.
Fair enough. Over in another room, Marquies. You're hearing the noises from your link pearl, and you wake up in the room, and one of the chairs that sat next to the fire is turned around, facing you. Looks like a pretty familiar figure. It's you without your mask.
You being haunted by you.
Other me or
Nope. This body.
hi? Okay. All right, that's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I was told to not bother them, so...
He's just like staring at you.
So that's weird. Okay. What?
Wants a kiss.
Okay. Alright. After a while, I'll just kind of like... What do you want?
I want my body back.
Okay. Well, I don't really know how to help you. I'm also not sure who you are.
You not looked in a mirror?
Yes, that's why all of this is just kind of always on. Which reminds me, what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
Well, I found all of these clothes when I woke up, assuming they were yours.
I was a doc?
That's fair. Okay. Do you... Wait. Hold on. So... If you're there, and I'm somehow here, either you died, somehow you found a way to leave your body, and I was put here.
And you see as they kind of contemplate for a second and say, this wasn't you?
No.
Thinks for a little while, and then it says, all right. Maybe I'll trust you.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's been a while, so trying to investigate what happened would be a little difficult. But I guess I could try.
You get back to the city and reaches over onto the table and like slides a key forward. Kept the lockbox underneath the bed, underneath the floorboards. Might give you some answers.
Well, could you answer one question for me now?
Depends if I can remember.
What are you? What have I woken up as?
I don't know. It's just a doctor.
I've never seen a being like this before. I don't think anyone has.
I don't know what was done to me to force me out of my body, so...
Okay. Well, if I ever do get to the city, hopefully I can find something out.
And this figure disappears in a burst of fireflies.
Okay. Well, this is just left me with more questions. I mildly regret asking.
In another room, Ash, you hear in your ear that
You're the ghosts.
Elspeth has been visited by some kind of spirit. You start kind of coming to consciousness, but you feel a weight sitting on the bed, like on the edge of the bed next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel a light hand start to do one of those like light rubs of your back.
This ghost. Hands on.
Yeah, right?
Hot.
You probably like stiffen up and like
Like,
because it's you don't. I assume he doesn't see who or what it is, right?
yep,
Yeah.
depends on how you sleep. How after sleep.
I am a side sleeper.
Yeah, I am too.
So a side sleeper.
So yeah, you don't immediately see this figure, but you do feel a warm, gentle hand kind of rubbing your back.
You probably slowly turn to see who it is or what's there, I guess.
Sure. So in kind of a green outline, you see the form of an older Vera woman. She is of the same hair color tribe as your mother.
Okay.
And she just kind of smiles down as you kind of roll over to meet her gaze. She has very similar features that you recognize in your mother.
Who are you?
She says, "Hello, dear. I'm your grandmother."
Ah! Oh. Why are you here?
The Greenwood calls me here.
What is it saying to you?
Saying that you're trying to find my daughter.
I've been looking for years. She was left. I just want to know what happened.
There's not many comforts I can give you, as obviously I'm no longer of this world. But this place, and she kind of looks around and says, has a way of allowing the past to speak.
What is this place?
I'm not really sure, but it is at the cross section of a few ley lines of the life stream.
Is this like the far plane or?
Not quite, but the far plane is an intersection of all of the ley lines. This is just very strong in the light.
Do you come here and talk to us then, or?
I sense only on certain occasions. When we're needed, we can be called here.
What's the occasion then?
Well, I never got to see my grandson, so I would say that that's quite an occasion.
Mother spoke of you rarely, but she always said good things.
She kind of smiles. She says, I wish our laws weren't so rigid that she had to leave, but love makes everyone do crazy things.
She seems to leave often. I never understood that about her.
That's our lot for our bloodline. We must go when the Greenwood calls us. We're protectors of the life stream. Action.
My part of that, I've never heard the Green World.
Well, it may be a little tougher coming to you since you have some mixed heritage. But I don't doubt that you'll find it. But I'll let you in on a little secret before I leave.
What's that?
Well, only the best two secrets. My name is Farah.
Sarah the Vieira. That was a good one.
Yes, Mother had quite a liking for alliterations. But the second one, and she leans in very close to your ear, and she whispers, "Your mother's not life," and gives you a kiss and disappears in that same kind of green energy.
He probably just like sits in bed, like shot, like heavy breathing, like relieved, concerned.
Questions answered, questions
Exactly.
questions come up. So eventually, you all do get to back to bed.
What answered me? I hope the ghosts didn't kill them. I don't know if
I think Becky having trouble sleeping again.
Mm-hmm.
Before she even considers getting back to sleep, she's gonna wipe off her bloody hands, and she pulls out her little spell book and is gonna do a ritual cast real quick.
Okay.
Comprehend languages.
All right.
And she wants to read what is written on her body now.
So there's comprehend languages. You are reading in Infernal now, and it looks like it is a type of language for a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it's very old Infernal. Mostly binding you to Diabolos's service and guaranteeing that you will obey his command.
Mm-hmm.
Until the prophecy has been revealed and finished.
And does it say what happens if I were to renege on that deal?
It does. It promises much pain and despair.
Okay. And then, yeah, I think I just mull that over in my head back in bed until I pass out from exhaustion.
All right. Anybody else doing anything before passing back out in their beds?
I mean, in the morning, I would check out the pocket watch because I would be way too tired to focus on it. Oh, with the tea. But I would be curious, like, to learn more about the pocket watch when I wake up.
So you look at this pocket watch, and it is very intricate. Like, if it came from this gentleman from such an old age, like, it must have been super expensive. You click the button to open up the pocket watch itself and see that the pocket watch does not have numbers on it. Instead, it has different sigils on it.
Do I know?
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Three, so I think that's a 17. It's plus 3, yep, 17.
Okay. So you start reading these symbols and immediately recognize them as geomantic.
Oh, okay.
They are the symbols for all of the elements. There is ice, water, fire, wind, earth, all of the symbols on there. And it looks like the pocket watch itself is not wound right now, but it almost looks like at some point in time that the hands could be placed on two elements at some point. You're going to have to do a little more tinkering with this particular item to find.
Cool. Okay, yeah, I will take note of that, and I will head out of the room after I'm done tinkering with this for a bit.
All right, so everybody awakens to the smell of breakfast. There's a big breakfast being cooked downstairs, or has been prepared, or what have you. But those first downstairs see piles of bacon and sausage and eggs and toast and any kind of breakfast that you could really imagine.
You know, this makes up for the ghosts. Also bacon? No bacon for me, please. That was really weird to go. Did anyone else get haunted? Did you hear my message? No one responded. A ghost maid came into our room and threw our bedding in the fire. But then she made the bed, and our bed floated up into the air and spun around for a little while.
And that did not happen.
You see Matoya now come in from one of the side rooms, and she says, "Oh, yeah, it was probably about time for that bed to be changed. It gets a little antsy if it's been a while."
The bed does?
The bed does?
Yes.
Oh.
Right.
I mean, that can't be weird. You've seen the brooms.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. I accept it.
I accept it too.
How did everyone sleep?
Good after the bed got remade.
Good. Good to see that the maid's still doing her job.
She gave us mean looks.
She has an attitude sometimes.
I met a very wonderful elvish man from the Revolution. We had tea together, and I got a pocket watch out of it, so it was a win.
Wow, we just got stern looks.
It's probably Lord Vasilier. He was actually one of the founders of geomantic studies in this area. Before, of course, the peasants beheaded him.
Why did they do that?
Well, you see, the peasants were starving, and he refused to use his geomantic abilities to help the crops grow.
Oh.
They took offense to it.
Milos, when you become king, you shouldn't do that. So you can keep your head.
I can't become king. Oh, do you not know anything about my... We are a matriarchy, so I cannot become king.
Oh.
Yeah, he becomes queen.
Oh. Okay.
I would have to potentially kill my aunt to take over.
Okay, so Milos, when you become a queen...
Oh my gosh. Girl, how do you know I'm not already?
I've been sub, like.
Did anyone else have ghosts?
Becky's just not saying anything, kind of slumped in her chair and pushing the breakfast around on the plate.
But you're not usually this quiet. Are you sick?
I just, it was kind of a lumpy bed. I just didn't sleep good.
Did the maid not come change your bed? She was not very nice. I don't think she likes her job.
Oh, no ghosts for me.
That was lucky.
Yeah.
What about you, Marquies?
I'm not sure that it's really a ghost.
I don't know what that means.
And not me either, actually.
Okay.
I have to ask him that one question.
Oh, we have a question for you. Well, Din and I were reading your book. Well, I was reading your book to Din. And we read a really interesting story, but it made us wonder, did you start being a murder detective after you got into your new body, or was that before when you weren't in the body yet?
So are you asking if when I was dead, was I investigating?
No, I'm asking if, were you always investigating in the body you're in now, or were you an investigator before you got into that body?
This is more of a new development.
Are the books written about you in the body that you're in now, or are they written about your body before you were in it?
Okay.
Your body had to come from somewhere, so that means somebody else was in your body before you. And hopefully they were done using it before you got in there. Or else that's probably theft.
Yeah.
Was the you before you
So
a detective too?
what are you I'm not sure how you're referring to the
Is this book that I'm reading about the you that you are now, or the you that you used to be before you were in you?
my brain is broken.
I think Din follows me.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Do you want me to say it slower?
I am the investigator.
Do you know what the you before you were that was you in the past, but not you as you are now?
What is that? Which are you referring to? Whoever had the body before me, or
Yeah.
they were not?
Okay.
No, this is I am the investigator.
Were you an investigator before you were in this body?
Not yet. Sort of, actually, but not same, really.
Were you famous enough to have books?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
What was your name then?
It doesn't matter.
But if you had a name then and there were books written
Well,
about
there
you-
wouldn't be written about me being an investigator. I don't know. I feel like that just wouldn't. I'm not really sure.
What did you do before you were you now?
I went to school.
For what?
A lot of the things that I am actually doing now, which is kind of why I am doing them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
I've read some books about schools. They were very magical.
Do you not have... Do you not have schools? Do you not have an educational system?
I was raised by my parents.
Oh, you were homeschooled, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
You are certainly not tiny. I don't feel like you didn't.
Oh, that's totally school, huh?
My father taught me all the importances of being a summoner, and Mother tried to teach me how to hunt, and then I wept for 3 days after she shot a rabbit.
That doesn't sound at all like an education. That sounds like a terrible day.
And I was taught how to read.
You were taught, okay.
And,
Well, does anyone
how
else
to
not
get eaten by a bear.
have education? Well, we established.
Wait, what?
Were you not formally educated? Of course I was.
No, I read a lot.
I don't understand. My education wasn't in a building, but my father was a very intelligent man. He taught me a great deal.
So she learned by doing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. It seems this is all
Elitist.
confusing.
Did you go to school?
Yeah, I studied under my father, and I went to school with my friend. He owns a bookshop.
Oh, the one who had Marquies sign his book. We saw him at the cubbyhole.
We did. Well, he saw us at the cubbyhole.
Yeah. He was very nice. I liked him. I learned lots of things in books. I didn't learn lots of things about outside of books.
Right. Well, you learned how to read, so that's good.
Yes, I
Knowing how
love
to
reading.
read is that's half the battle.
If we ever make it to my home, I'll show you all the books that I have.
Hopefully one day we do.
Eventually.
How far away, Mother Matoya, how far away are we from Cagewood?
From the capital, you're 3 days away.
Oh, good. We're close. Can you show us on this map where we are?
I can. Was your original destination the Kaywood?
Well, my original destination was my home, and then we were going to go to the Cagewood, because that's the only way that I knew how to get to the Cagewood.
And where's your home?
Here.
You showing her on the map?
Yeah.
And she goes, you're much closer there.
Well, then we can go see Mom.
So we're stopping off at your home.
If it's in the same path.
Well, the Kaywood is to the northwest of your home
It's close.
by 2 days.
It's another place to sleep, and since we don't have a tent, I just stare at Becky.
Becky's still putting
Wow.
food around.
Yeah, she doesn't even take stock of that comment. So.
Mama might have a tent. It would be a very old tent. We didn't camp.
Does anyone need to do more preparations before we head out?
Are books a part of education?
Yes.
I have books. Do you want books?
No, it's okay.
Do you want me to keep reading books to you?
Yes. Great.
And that's how Din learned to read. I need this to happen now. Keep doing it.
I don't even know that if Din can read or not, but I like to read. I'll read to you, Din. Thank you.
All right. So Mother Matoya says, so just leave the gate, follow the path, you'll be there in no time.
There's not going to be any more mist, right?
I don't see any in the foreseeable future.
That was really my first encounter with him.
Is very scary stuff, especially for you.
I was very angry. I've never been angry. I didn't love it.
Well, in any case, was there anything else I could help the rest of you with?
You got me like or anything like that?
I don't really keep gems. What would you need them for?
Bracelets.
She keeps her pets in them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't keep it around. I'm sorry.
Oh. Whatever.
Maybe when we get to the capital, we can find some to buy.
Yeah.
I would say, Mother Matoya,
Yes, Steve.
would you mind if I had a quick word with you in the other room?
Certainly. She gets up and moves into the living room.
Okay, I go that way as well. And once we're alone there, I say, so you practice the dark arts.
Yes.
What did you have to do to get door powers?
I took it.
Okay, but like, did you have to make a deal or something?
Oh, poor dear. And she runs her hand over your tattoos, and she says, No, not me. I sought a different way to gain my power. Like I said, I took it. And she winks at you, and she reaches into one of the pockets in her robe, and she pulls out a small little vial, little bottle, and you see this dark swirling mist on the inside, and she says, I didn't make a deal. Like I said, I stole mine. And you see now through the dark mist, this creature that looks like pale white female humanoid appear real quick. She's got these complete black eyes and this long black hair, these wings coming out her back. And she says, she smiles and puts it back into her robes. They like to try to make deals, but they like a little too much not to read the deal.
Oh, I see. Do you know anything about Diabolos?
Her eyes kind of widen at that, and she says, the worst of the void, king of the void. You've entered in a pact with him, my dear. There's no magic strong enough besides doing what he says.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you can find out how to read the contract to pull. You see, they put the short hand on your body. They keep the long hand somewhere safe.
Oh.
If you can find a loophole, or what the contract ends on, perhaps you can end it early. But it's always good to know what one has entered in a contract for.
Well, thank you. This is, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Figure something out.
I'm sure you will, dear.
I'll join the others.
All right. Anybody else seeking any wisdom from Mother Matoya?
Yeah, I would see that Becky's on her way back, and I would intercept Mother Matoya.
She's still sitting in the living room.
Perfect. I will duck in right behind her and say, so did you perhaps know of this Lord Achilles? Achilles? Basilier, thank you. Do you know anything more about him? I inherited something from him, and I don't quite know what it does.
And she says, I only know what he says or likes to tell me when he's visiting. He visits often, so he likes to talk quite a bit. But apparently he was the founder of your geomantic arts here in Emerald, so he must have had some primal understanding.
Okay, well, that helps at least. I was just verifying some of my hunches, but then I will look up at my own horns. You know what caused these by chance?
My dear, that's something that you're going to have to figure out yourself, but rest assured it is important that you find out.
I think we could say as such.
She actually stops you and says, do you think you're the only Hrothgar with differences?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are many differences, but such large deformities are rare.
True, they come from certain lines, and she reaches behind her to a bookshelf and pulls a small book out, and there are a number of drawn Hrothgar images on the inside. And she opens the book and she says, the Hrothgar people have been around for a very, very long time, but their beginnings have ancient bloodlines to them. And she opens up one of the pages and you see this Hrothgar male that has these elongated whiskers that kind of float up and kind of seem to stay by his face, and you see where it says above this figure it's drawn, you see that it says Coral Bloodline.
Coral Bloodline. Does that resonate with me? Does that sound like something I've heard of?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Well, I wrote this set, so I'm guessing it's probably going to be great. I'm not super smart. I'm going to guess it's like a 8 or a 9.
Yeah, it doesn't really resonate with you. You haven't really heard of that, but she sees a look of confusion on your face, and she, out of this old tome, she rips this page and hands it to you and says, "Ask your angry friend in there. I'm sure she'll know what it means."
Oh, okay. I will take the page and like gently fold it, and I'll look at her. Do you mean Din or Becky or?
Yes, the one with the wings.
Oh, gotcha.
Which angry
Oh,
Yeah, it's which one?
I appreciate all your help, but I hope we can see you again soon.
Anytime you're in the area, dear.
And I will head back.
Anybody else seeking Matoya's wisdom before you leave?
I'm good.
All right.
I'll go talk to her.
You're gonna go talk to her? Okay. You visit her in the living room, parlor. She's still sitting in her chair.
Okay.
Hi.
Do you know any more about you being able to summon people?
Not really.
Do you know who might?
Probably the church. They keep a lot of secrets.
I don't want to talk to them because they're bad people.
Sometimes, yeah.
Very recently, they've been very bad. I don't want them to kill me. They already tried to do that.
Church tries to cover up quite a bit of information, but if you dig deep enough, I'll let you find what you need.
Okay. I'll try.
Chin up, dear.
Doesn't happen when I summon them, does it?
I don't know. I'm not a summoner.
Okay, that's fair. I'll ask someone. They won't know because they probably can't summon people.
I wouldn't go around maybe spreading that information, though.
Oh, I cannot do it because I was trying to summon Titan. That's not what happened.
Like I said, dig for the information, but don't spread it.
Afraid to summon things now. But if a person comes...
Don't be afraid, dear. Did the person look like they were in pain?
No.
Then they weren't.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
She just nods at you.
I'll go back there.
All right. Are you, Milos, are you asking Din right away?
Yeah. If she seems like she is in a bad mood necessarily, I
She's got bacon. How can she be in a bad mood?
Yeah, right. Like if she's not busy, like feeding one of her pets or something, I will like slowly approach her and like unfurl this piece of paper, and I'll sit next to her and I'll say, Din, Mother Matoya said you might know more about oral bloodline, and I'll show her the picture. It might have something to do with my ancestors.
I don't know about coral bloodline. I don't know what coral is, though. So, kitty cats with long whiskers.
What about them?
They're kind of like to do stone of paralysis. Does it matter with both?
Blaster.
Yeah. Does it paralyze? They do different ones.
Hmm?
The paralyze
Both of them. It just depends on the coat of the coral.
Okay, they're magic cats that can paralyze and turn you into stone.
Oh,
Cats. Yeah.
so you're saying my ancestors are
We need to
feral
look for you.
Yeah, that'd be we should get one. Are they beast skin?
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah, they're beast skin.
they are fiends. Mm-hmm. Beastkin fiends.
So you're saying I come from beings?
Make me a perception check real quick, then, just as you're looking over this.
16.
So you're looking at this particular Hrothgar that's drawn in this picture, and they have the same kind of
Whiskers?
whiskers that you would see on a coral. But you look at Milos; he doesn't have the whiskers.
You are kitty cats, though. Kind of close.
True. Do you know of beasts that have large beaks like this? I mean, other than like a ram or something that might be related to cats?
Go ahead and make it's going to be a really high DC because maybe you've only ever heard of this. So go ahead and roll me a nature check.
17.
Not that you can think of right off the bat.
It's like 4 things. I don't even. I think you could think from 10 that has like horns on its shoulders, but that's not right. No, not on top of their head. Mm-mm.
Well, perhaps we'll find something that will jog our memory. I don't know anything about this creature you speak of, but perhaps we'll find a book about one. We just have to keep looking, I guess.
All right. So you guys get your gear together. And Mother Matoya bids you farewell from the comfort of her seat before you exit. And she says, again, just follow the path. You'll make it there.
Then we should sleep.
I don't tell it.
What? Oh, I said hit the road.
Something hit the floor. I'm not sure.
It's good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just.
So as you guys leave out the gate, and you travel the path, it's very strange as the path seems to almost make the journey easier, definitely than wandering in the forest. But within moments, it seems you are at the archway that you remember from your childhood and that you had left not too long ago, Elspeth. Within moments, there's something wrong. The ever lush greens and plants that your father took so long to take care of and that your mother upkeeps have wilted, turned brown.
Wrong. Something's really wrong. I don't remember past. And everything's dead. Do you think that this has something to do with Garuda? No. I'm going to start wandering that way.
You walk into your home, and the tree that you had made your home is the tree leaves are wilted and brown and falling, and on the stoop to your door you see your mother collapsed.
Oh no.
And that is where we will end this episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
So join us for episode 11 next time.
You don't leave it shit. You don't leave this shit like that.
Yep.
Kill my mom, but you down.